Hello, I'm Mario Toneguzzi, and this is Italian Spotlight. Joining me today is Darryl Raymaker, a well-known lawyer in the Calgary community. Thanks for joining us today, Darryl.
You're welcome.
Well, Darryl, people may be saying, what's with that Toneguzzi right now? Has he been into the Vino already, Vino Rosso already, interviewing a guy named Darryl Raymaker for an Italian Spotlight? Tell people the connection.
Well, my mother is her maiden name was Bovio, and her people came from Piedmont in 1911 to the Crow's Nest Pass, and I was born and raised in the Crow's Nest Pass in Bellevue.
Oh, cool. And so tell me a little bit about was Italian always a part of your culture and heritage as you grew up?
Yes, well, it was because my mother's Italian, and she grew up in an Italian family, and my mother and my grandmother spoke dialect from the region. Brosso Canavese, Piemonte was the region, and I heard a lot of the Italian language, and in the Crow's Nest Pass, it was really ethnically diverse, and so we had a lot of Italian friends, but equally we had diversity from all kinds of countries in the Crow's Nest Pass. Mm-hmm. And that was one of the great things of growing up there.
Okay. So Darryl, I've heard kind of rumblings here and there over the years about your personal role in as a lawyer, helping the Italian community way back when there was a battle with authorities over the making of homemade wine. Can you explain what happened at that time and what your role was?
Well, there was a raid of various Italian families in Bridgeland in the fall of 1964. And I was a recently minted lawyer then. I'd just been admitted to the bar for maybe weeks. And the authorities, the RCMP, went in there like Elliot Ness would go in. They broke the crocks, they ruined the presses, and they seized the liquor, and they went from house to house to house, maybe a half a dozen houses, and these people were all immigrants, and I doubt that they even knew what they were doing was wrong. But the excise tax was not collected on the homemade wine, and that's where the trouble started. And initially, the police wanted to they thought about laying charges, but I wrote to them and got them to lay off, and then we had a meeting in the Calgary Italian Club, attended by around 250 Italian gentlemen. In those days, 1964, it was a wave of immigration in 1964, and there were very few people who could speak any English, and I couldn't speak very much Italian, but I went to the meeting, and I met some people there, and I winged my way through a speech that I told them as best I could figure out what was going to happen. And and at the end of the meeting, Alberto Romano was there. And this was the first time I'd met him. And he was a life insurance salesman for New York Life. And he undertook to be my partner in this venture, to approach the Manning government, the Ernest Manning government, to see about changing the law, and would also be my partner, among others, who would seek to tell the authorities that they should lay off.
Mhm.
And so we went ahead with this, and our first step was to bring it to the legislature. We lobbied the legislature, with the members in Calgary here, and we were summarily thrown out of their offices. So the next year, this is now 1966. The first year, 1965. The second year was 1969 and 66. We left it to the Liberal opposition to bring it out. And in those days, there were 3 Liberals in opposition to the whole phalanx of social credit. And there was Bill Dickey and Bill Switzer and Mike McCanio. Mike McCanio was the first Italian Canadian to ever lead a party, the Liberal Party. He was from Lac-La-Biche. And also there was Bill Switzer from Edson, and Bill Dickey from Calgary. And they brought up the private members legislation, and it died on the order paper. And so 1967 was an election year. And this was the year that Lougheed got a foothold in his in the legislature. And so there was an election on, and Manning passed the bill, passed the regulation at the 11th hour, and so that allowed the government to say that they were responsive. And so it took us 3 years in order to make that change. And
So-
the beauty of it, we haven't had to change the act since, because they allowed 125 gallons converted over to metric now, but 125 gallons of wine at any given time for their home consumption. And so that was plenty.
So you're the man, you're one of the men that's helped people over these years now make wine from their homes.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Well, I was one of many. Alberto was with me.
Yeah.
A fellow by the name of Dominic Ambrosiano. He's been dead for many years. He was with me. Ilya Martina was with us, and the Fonod brothers and all kinds of people contributed to that campaign.
Super then. So Darryl, yeah, I know you've been involved in various different roles with the Italian community over the years. Tell me your sense of the Italian community in Calgary. I often hear from people, it's not as strong as Edmonton or Ottawa or Montreal or Toronto, obviously. What's your sense of the community here?
Well, it's operated the Calgary Italian Club for a lot of years, and you know, Italy is a very divided country, and they're regional allegiances, and so that's uh, made things awkward in a certain way. But generally speaking, there has been great support from the Italian community towards the Italian Canadian Club, and and that's all good. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of Italians in this community, like yourself, have obviously become very successful in all their careers and in their businesses over the years, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. What's sorry, go ahead.
Well, some have met marvelous success over the years, and you know, there Luigi Bontarin of the Calgary Italian Bakery, Rolling Mix Management, the De Stefano family, and so forth. They've really done well.
Yeah. So Darryl, over the years as you grew up and as and now in your at your age now, like what is it about being Italian that you enjoy the most?
Well, uh, I enjoy uh, uh, the sense of humor of Italians. You know, they can laugh at each other
And fight with each other.
and fight with each other, but it's never very violent. There's a lot of yelling and screaming, but
Yeah.
that's as far as it goes.
Yeah.
Um, so one of the really joyful experiences I had was when I emceed the Calgary Italian Sportsman Center for 27 years, and that was really fun. They were fun nights, and I got to meet all kinds of celebrities, and I got to tell a whole bunch of jokes, and, and it was a great time for me.
Yeah. When you look at the Italian community, can you talk a little bit about the culture of the family and how integral that is to being Italian?
It's very, very close to the heart of every Italian. It's the family is important. That's why the Italians are not very good at paying their taxes in Italy, because they think there should be more support of the family. and most Mediterranean nations draw the line when it comes to taxes. But you can understand that, and it's been a tradition, and they're careful with their money, and the family comes first.
Yeah, always has been, right?
Yeah.
So what's your favorite Italian food?
I like it all. I
Yeah.
like it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I know you're a great fan because I see your Facebook posts all the time. I know you're a great fan of one great Italian, Frank Sinatra.
That's right.
What?
And I sing Sinatra at Ducky's pub, karaoke.
Any particular songs you love of Frank?
I like the whole Sinatra repertoire.
Yeah.
I like the vocalists, the Italian vocalists, and they've been a great, from Pavarotti down to Dean Martin or Frank Sinatra or whatever. There's a storytelling tradition in Italian. Uh, a- and this is really helpful in terms of music and song and so forth. It's a great tradition, and I like it.
All right.
I like music. I like the music. I like the food. I and I like going to Italy.
Yeah. Any particular places you enjoy there?
Well, I like the cities. I I like my region. Uh, I live out. My family is from Osta, very nearby, Ivrea, Torino, Osta, and it's really wonderful country. It's nestled in the Italian Alps,
Hmm.
and I like the cities. Rome, I like Florence, and particularly Venice. And I had a good time in Naples the last time. Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah,
All right. Well, thanks, Darryl, for joining us today, and a big thank you from I'm speaking on behalf of the entire Italian community. A big thank you for all your work and community work over the years, and particularly back in the 1960s, early 60s, and moving us forward and with the ability to make wine at home.
yeah. That's right. And I'm proud of that. I'm really proud of that.
All right, super. Thanks, Darryl.
Okay, take care, Mario.
That was Darryl Raymaker, a Calgary lawyer. I'm Mario Toneguzzi. This has been Italian Spotlight. Thanks for joining us today.